Welcome to the Totally Honest Cooking Show. I'm Mark. Today we're doing spicy Sichuan rib ticklers. So let's get started. We're using Eric Wareheim's book Foodheim. I don't know anything about this guy. He's part of a comedy duo called Tim and Eric. They do stuff on Adult Swim, or did stuff on Adult Swim. But this cookbook came out a couple years ago, and it's on a bunch of top 10 lists. And it's very insightful and funny. And plus, he's got a picture of on the back of the cookbook with him holding up his grandmother, which is hysterical. Anyway, we're making the spicy Szechuan rib ticklers, so let's get started. So we've already preheated the oven to 250 degrees, and now we're getting ready to do the dry rub in the food processor. You could use a mortar and pestle for this. I'm not going to because, one, my mortar and pestle is very small, and two, I'm bad at it. Okay, so let's get started. We have 5 tablespoons of brown sugar. We have 1 tablespoon of fennel seeds and 1 tablespoon of Sichuan peppercorns, which are actually a berry. We've got 1 tablespoon of ground mustard and 1 tablespoon of paprika. This is smoked paprika and a little Hungarian sweet paprika because I didn't have enough smoked paprika. Also, don't cheap out on your paprika. Paprika is amazing if you get the good kind. 1 tablespoon white pepper, 1 tablespoon garlic powder, 1 teaspoon cinnamon, 1 teaspoon whole cloves, and 2 Thai bird's eye chilies. These are supposed to be dried. I couldn't find dried, so we're going fresh. That might be a little wetter than we want for our dry rub, but what can you do? We're also throwing in 2 tablespoons of kosher salt. This is Diamond Crystal. I have no idea what he used when he formulated the recipe. Put your top on and pulse. And when pulsing seems to not work as well, just turn it on. You spin me right round, baby, right round like a food processor. No, didn't work. Okay, once everybody looks like they're as blended as they're gonna get, we're gonna pop the top. Smells good. In front of me is 2 racks of ribs. These are pork spare ribs. We're just gonna go ahead and give them a good rub, right? Both sides. Now, some recipes call for a mustard cover first because the mustard helps it adhere. I don't cook enough ribs to know whether this is gonna work out. I assume that this cookbook is good, so you know, whatever. Just make sure you thoroughly coat. Give them a flip. Do the same over here. Anywhere it seems like you don't have enough, give yourself a little more. Just give it a good rub. Again, don't feel the need to be compulsive here. If it's not perfect or if you run low, you don't necessarily need to make more, just spread it around a little bit. Now wrap yourself a present. Same over here. Then get another sheet of foil on there and double wrap so you don't get any leaks. You know all about that. Okay, now we're sticking this in the oven, 250 degrees for about 2.5 hours. While that's cooking, we're going to make our barbecue sauce. The recipe calls this tickle sauce because it uses Sichuan peppercorns. I'm going to go ahead, I threw about a heaping tablespoon into a coffee grinder, and I'm going to go ahead and fiddle with it because I didn't lock the lid. Jerkins, cut that. Our dry spices are easy enough. Tablespoon of kosher salt, tablespoon of ground white pepper, tablespoon of our Sichuan peppercorns. Pretty simple. Now let's get the wets together. Okay, we're going to start off with 1/4 cup of rice vinegar. This is also called rice wine vinegar. I'm also going 3 tablespoons of gluten-free soy sauce because I got to be gluten-free. And I'm just going to pour these right into a pan. To that, we're going to add a cup of ketchup. Ketchup is a very American barbecue sauce ingredient. So it's interesting what he's doing with this. It seems to be a mixture of American style sauce and Asian style sauce. This is gluten-free hoisin sauce, 3 tablespoons. I had to special order that one. 1/4 cup of sriracha. Use your preferred brand of sriracha. I use the original. At this point, I'm going to throw my herbs and spices in. Next up, we have 2 tablespoons of grated garlic and ginger. So I'm going to go ahead and peel some ginger. Use the back of a spoon. It'll come off quick. I'm getting my box grater out. In no time at all, you'll have 2 tablespoons. Those are heaping tablespoons. I'm going to go ahead and do the garlic now. Same process. I was tempted to use the garlic press for this just because I feel like this is going to take time. Once we've got that, we can just dump it in. Mix it all together. And now we're going to bring it to a boil. Bring it to a boil. It should come to a boil pretty quick. Then I'm dropping in a cup of dark brown sugar that I'm going to whisk in. Should dissolve pretty quickly. Once it starts boiling away, we're going to lower the heat till it's simmering. And then we're going to let it cook for half an hour. And then every now and then we're going to come back and give it a little stir. Once the ribs are done, we're going to open our presents, just like a child at Christmas. You might have to engage in some unorthodox play, and that's okay. Now to start with, we're collecting our drippings. Once you've collected your drippings, go ahead and lay it back down. Move our ribs back over. Unwrap. Look at that. Initially, I tried to reuse the tin foil. It wasn't working so hot for me. So, I got fresh. Then do the same thing with the other one. Okay, now we're going to give this a little stir, let it incorporate. And we're pouring about a cup's worth into our sauce. And now we're ready to start putting our tickle sauce all over these ribs. So you're going to brush them on both sides. While you're doing that, make sure you turn your oven up to 400 degrees. Don't try to pick them up by the bones. That won't work. Again, don't forget to do the backs. I was so busy I forgot to put these on wire racks. So do that. Now we're sticking these back in our 400-degree oven for 15 minutes. And while that's going, we're just gonna quick chop some cilantro. We're also gonna quick chop some mint. You'll notice there's way more mint than cilantro because I like mint more than cilantro. You do you. We're also gonna crush some peanuts. Crush them as much as you want. Hit them with a frying pan if it feels good. You know. Okay, the meat's back out. We're going to turn on the broiler. And we're going to give these another once over. Now this rack is headed to the broiler for 4 to 5 minutes. We're just trying to caramelize it, so watch out. Now you might want to pull it after 2 minutes because at 3 minutes, a little more caramelization than I wanted. This one's looking a little ugly because I played with it too much, as you do. Find your bones and carve. Maybe a little more Tickler sauce. Not a lot, just a little. Now for my broiler, 2 minutes is about the sweet spot. You get the right amount of caramelization without burning. And there we have it. Took all afternoon, but it'll be well worth it. I already had some of the sauce. It's delicious. As we speak, I'm sitting at 299 subscribers. I'm going to call this my 300 subscriber special. Leave a comment down below. I'm sure this video is longer than I wanted it to be, but it's got a lot of steps. Like, subscribe, ding the little bell, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.